today. He's the one who's also been helping them, also saving the penalties.
Yeah, and Desiro is the man that has been very brave between the poles. But one man that a lot is not said about, but is doing the damage, is number 18, Petros. He is the man that just stops every move from opponents.
Yeah, a good player indeed. He's been playing well in this tournament. We can't write him off. He's also helping Namibia there. He's a good player.
And helping Namibia, but then today every Namibian, every Angolan need to help themselves, need to help each other to win this trophy.
The last game of the tournament, which is any team here is going to leave this trophy, which is this tournament is ending today. One of these teams is going to leave this trophy, which is going to be a crucial game. Everyone wants to win today. You might see goals because everyone will be playing more attacking football, trying to get the goals so that they don't reach to penalties.
Yes, it is a game of less mistakes or no mistakes at all, because this Angolan side, if you mess up, they will punish you. But also, the Namibian side, coming from the sides, meaning from the wings, they will always ping in those crosses and cause problems for opposition. Overall impression of what we could look forward to? Yeah. What are you expecting? What should you promise the viewers and everybody?
We can look. We might get early goals today in this game. Also, I think also both teams, they will be worried not to concede. The game, they might start so slow, worrying about not conceding, maybe to read the game. Then towards the end, then you will start seeing they will start to open. Everyone will start to push and try to get the goals.
Yeah, in fact, Andile is talking about everybody starting so slow. That's the part I don't like of the game, where in the first half, it's not as good as the second half, as was the case with the previous game. Can't they just have a full go at each other from the onset?
Yes, as I've been watching the other games, most teams, they were just sitting at the back, worried not to be scored, which is, that is why we're lacking to see a lot of goals in this tournament. I hope this final, they will just go from the start to try and attack more, and we see those touches, because you could see some other games, they will try maybe start playing 1-2 at the back, then they're kicking the ball forward, then they're just working on the second balls. Maybe today we'll see some players, some styles, you know, you never know.
Well, maybe today, and the coaches are telling us that is going to happen today. Coach Concalves, looking at today's final, a big one, the moment that you've been waiting for, and the moment that you deserve. How are you going to treat this one?
Well, as you said, the moment we deserve, because we fought a lot to arrive in that kind of moments. In February, quarterfinal of AFCON, today the final, COSAFA final. So we feel that we are in the right direction to be close for the better ones in Africa. So for today is to enjoy the moment, be yourselves for the players, and play with heart and soul, and in the end we'll try to be the better ones and win the tournament for sure.
I've seen 1 or 2 games in the tournament, including the one today, where teams are leading and then they get to pay the price later. How do you get your players to stay focused? Once the lead is there, they should just cement it.
All the matches were very tight. If you watch all them, were very tight. So for sure, it's not because you're leading. It's good you're leading for the beginning, but it's not because you're leading. You must to leading till the end. So yeah, keep the focus and enjoy the moment.
Enjoying the moment, but this enjoyment is against the opponents you've been meeting so often. What is the plan today? How do you want to just close this business?
Well, the beginning, we began with Namibia, our beginning match, and will be the last match with Namibia. So we also felt till now that we improve with the tournament.
Coach, you're up against a side that's got bully strikers. You must have had a plan how to just counter that.
Yeah, Angola is a very good team, but I tend to want to focus on my team. I think these boys, they did extremely well. I'm full of pride and admiration for the work that they've done at the COSAFA thus far. They stand against adversity and so much disparity also back home. You have all these so-called experts judging the boys on various things. These experts, they're looking at players that's popular, that's not in the team, but these boys are doing the job and they're doing it really, really good. You have coaches back home. Some of them are national coaches criticizing not their play, but they're criticizing their selection. So these boys are up against it. It's not fair. I think they did well. We are proud of them. But then amidst all of these dark thoughts and mindsets around them, they tend to come up. They tend to come up. We get calls from the minister, various ministers. The highest office in the country calls us and congratulates us. We're taking power from them, and my heart is smiling, and I'm just full of pride and admiration for these boys. That's what I am today, and I'm just looking forward to this match.
Coach, thank you very much. You've said a mouthful, and I'm sure you're used to that. And don't we all know that there are always experts, but always the coaches, players are the ones taking the field.
Thank you so much.
The 2024 Hollywood Best COSAFA Cup comes down to Angola, looking to be crowned champions for the first time, ending a 20-year wait, facing Namibia, whose only crowning as champs was 9 years ago, in today's final at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium, as they meet for the fifth time in the competition history, and Namibia are still in search of their first win against the Angolans. How they got here, of course, for Angola, they had an impressive 2-1 win over Comoros, with Comoros, of course, pulling one back late to that match and making for an interesting last 10 minutes, whilst for the Namibians, they struggled against Mozambique in trying to break them down whilst they were strong defensively themselves, and in the end it went down to penalties, and Namibia were able to march on through, winning the penalty shootout with a scoreline of 4-2. So here they are meeting in the final here, and for both these sides they've had to work to earn the spot, keeping in mind Namibia did finish as the best second place side in the group, so just goes to show how tough it's been for these sides to put their way on through to the final. The weather has been a bit of a talking point during the course of today. Right now, as we speak, again, clear blue skies and the sun very much out and over the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. That's how we started the day. But during the course of the third and fourth playoff earlier on in the day, there were grey skies and the wind that picked up dramatically. It's cleared up now. Lovely weather to invite the few Namibian supporters that have stayed with us right through this tournament, hoping to see them celebrate their second crowning as champions, of course, of the COSAFA Cup. Have traveled with this team not only here at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium, but also out at the Isaac Wolfson Stadium, Kwazakele, and here they are following them once again here for what they're hoping will be a successful showing in the final. A few more supporters that had come out for the third and fourth playoff, and well, they are being a bit to stay warm on what's been a cold day. Cold last few days, I think it's safe to say, here in Gqeberha. The football over the last week and a half certainly has given us a lot to talk about in the way of positives here. Comoros, the surprise package of the tournament, of course, finishing fourth with Mozambique grabbing the bronze medal earlier on in the day. Both Angola and Namibia, of course, were in the same group, with Angola finishing top of their group. And Namibia finishing as best second place team, as mentioned a little bit earlier. They finished on 7 points apiece in their meeting during the group stages. It ended with a 0-0 scoreline here at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. That was on the opening day for the group, when Lesotho and Seychelles also played to a 1-1 scoreline. The supporters that are not only watching on here, but those that have turned out, will be hoping for goals in the 90 minutes and some thrilling football on the way to crowning the champions, whether it be the Angolans or the Namibians here. Well, loving to see themselves on the big screen. And do believe we found supporters that have been more colorful than Dwata, who's been here right through the tournament as well. I haven't seen him during the course of today, but those Namibian supporters certainly have been way more colorful than the South Africa, well, one of South Africa's most favorite or most famous supporters, maybe I should say. And a group of youngsters has been there right from the third and fourth playoff, and they've stayed on for the final here between these two nations that are looking for a whole lot of joy here on a day when the CAF president has made his presence felt, that being Dr. Motsepe, interviewed a little bit earlier before the moments leading up to this final. Well, young and old, they've enjoyed their school holidays. For those that have been able to come out and enjoy the football, and those looking for the final here between these two nations that are looking for a whole lot of joy here on a day when the CAF president has made his presence felt, that being Dr. Motsepe.
Always a fantastic
interview a little bit earlier before the moments leading up to this final.
Some shy, some enjoying the
Well,
moment.
young and old, they've enjoyed their school holidays. For those that have been able to come out and enjoy the football and for the final. We do encourage you to come on through and enjoy and give us a bit of an atmosphere here as we close off what has been yet another very successful Hollywood Bets COSAFA Cup. Alfred van Heerden amongst those that leading out the trophy. It will either be won by Namibia or Lesotho here on the day. Two gentlemen that have been with us right through the tournament then will, like the rest of us, be waiting to see whose name will be next. Winners going back to 2013 out on that trophy, and the list of dignitaries, of course, that will be making their way out. Just about ready in what is quite an important day here for the nations of Angola, as well as Namibia. More and more supporters now joining in the festivities, giving us a bit of an atmosphere for those out in the stands. Like we do, awaiting the officials, of course, as well as the players who are now lined up, and well, the moment of truth getting closer and closer. There you have it. Out the tunnel they come. Angola to the right of your picture, Namibia to the left.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our dignitaries to the pitch side for a meet and greet with the players, led by the match commissioner, Mr. Kiba Mohonyane. In the following order, the COSAFA president, Mr. Atu Almeida Silva, CAFA president, Dr. Patrice Mutsipe, CAF Secretary General, Mr. Veron Musenga Omba, RSA Deputy Minister of Sport, Mr. Honorable Peace Mabe, MEC of the Eastern Cape Sports, Arts and Culture, Ms. Bulele Ngongo, our Executive Mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay, Councillor Gary Varnikek, our SAFA President, Dr. Jayani Jordan, Hollywood Bet Senior Sponsorship Coordinator, Mr. Menzi Novo. And also Mr. Fina, our President of the Eastern Cape, SAFA, as well as Mr. Mkangelwa, our SAFA Regional President.
Well, the list of dignitaries read out and all the important moments here leading up to the final. The players, all players, hope to be involved in a day such as today when there is a long list of dignitaries that include the SAFA president, that include the CAF president, amongst others, in men and women of importance ahead of a final. On days such as today, it's either the opening day of a big tournament or the ending of a big tournament, meaning you have made the final, which is the case here for both these groups of youngsters leading up to the national anthems.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Namibia.
for the Namibians here. Having drawn against Angola earlier on in the tournament, they'll know they've lost against them twice, now drawn against them 3 times here, as they look for their first win, and what a first win it would be if they were able to beat them in this final. For the Angolans here, they'd like to keep their dominance over the Namibians here. They've got some players in the starting 11 that really have been amongst those that have captured our imagination as we look at their starting 11. Pedro sliding into the squad here. He will play in the attacking third of the field alongside the likes of Brenner and Depu as the front 3. To watch out for the man wearing the number 10 jersey.
For any woman leave you, you're already irritating her. For her, she feels you're insecure. Most times they tag everything your insecurity before they leave. So this is the only 2 things that can make that woman come back to you. So if you're doing the opposite, she's never ever going to come back to you. She's never ever going.
The match officials will be led by Ahmad Erelal from Mauritius. He's assisted by Senio Marungule from Mozambique and Timanaina Andriatia Narivelo from Madagascar. 4th official is also Avakar from Mozambique. VAR, a factor here today, one should keep in mind, with Leticia Viana out in VAR from Eswatini, assisted by Diana Chikotesha from Zambia. And there they are, the VAR officials here, looking to have a good showing up to this point, along with the officials out on the field, have been absolutely perfect. Now, for the Namibians, they do have Amanda coming into the left-back position, which means that Ruombe can slide back into a midfield position alongside Peters and Kasumbe out in the attack. Keep in mind, Muzeru on 3 goals, with Kalula on 1 and Kamatuka the furthest forward. It is Angola to get this game underway, attacking the goal to the right of your picture, whilst the men in white will go left in their attempts to be the first to not only find the back of the net, but keep firing away, hoping to be crowned champions. So, it's Namibia trying to play it out from the back out to that far side. Maestro amongst those are closing down. First header won by Mintinho. Will be hoping first of many in the heart of that defense. Werner with some nice touches and winning it back nice and high up the field. Hussey already pushing forward, knocking on the edge of that final third here for the Angolans. Ambira with the clearance. Flag up for offside. Nice and early. Well, there's more and more supporters making their way through here for this final to provide us a bit of an atmosphere. That's nice to see. Once again, the wind is a factor, keep in mind here. And it's increased incredibly from earlier on this morning. The beauty of it all is the structure of the stadium, of course shaped like a dome, does keep the wind out and protect the quality of the game then. And while you won't see it, nor will it affect the players out there too much, thanks to the way this stadium is structured. The Windy City is really being true to its name here. During the course of the last couple of match days.
I guess that's what architects had in mind, to say this is a windy city. How do we protect the ball just from flying all over? You have noticed that even in the past games, we don't even see the difference of the day when the wind is blowing towards certain goals and not. That has never even been a subject with us.
Well, this stadium, of course, built for the 2010 FIFA World Cup, amongst many in the country. Remember, my first entry into this stadium during that World Cup was with Portugal against Cote d'Ivoire. Again, another cold and windy day. It was wet as well. Never felt the effects of the wind. It didn't affect the quality of the game during that World Cup encounter, with the likes of Drogba and Ronaldo out on that field. Now, first corner, going the Angolan way. good pressure. Upright in and forcing the mistake. Forward in for Pedro. Interesting, much better. We've seen him in the left back position, pushing forward on the overlap today, playing further afield on the left wing position. Tactical changes.
Yeah, he's the type of player that the coach might have realized that often in every game, every time you realize that the opposition coaches will always be, or tactical staff will be sitting on the stands and getting the moves and all that, and they trying to confuse the enemy.
Flick on by Maestro. And you know who, trying to get onto the shoulder of the last defender, straying just offside then. Depu, as he looked to go one-on-one then against Hambida for the first time here this afternoon. He loves those sort of situations, Depu. Just put it ahead of the defender and allow them both to run onto it to see who's the hungriest.
We are sitting on the 3rd minute and he's been offside twice. So it just shows you that they just told him to use his aggression to have a go at that defense, and that defense is aware too. At some point they sandwiched him.
Well, Depu strays into an offside position, as does Gulula here, who's found the back of the net on one occasion. The defender allowed them both to run onto it to see who's the hungriest. And
we are sitting on the 3rd minute and he's been offside twice. So it just shows you that they just told him.
And who plays for the Trailers de Luanda, Mintinho, looking for the early ball forward. Bernardes with the flick on here. Former champions, the Angolans, as a man does go down here. Bernardes.
Werner was just caught behind the ear. He felt it. Because that's the time when Gambanda just went for the ball and went for the man, cleaned everything in front of him.
Bit of a clash of heads, which isn't too serious, fortunately, as Perna leaves the field. Sporting Man should be back on the field in the near future. Now, there's the wind having the effect on the game, finally, in the slightest way possible.
Isn't it interesting that that's when it was just qualifying what you were just saying, that the wind has just picked up suddenly, and then the ball just couldn't stay on the penalty line.
Tell you what, the stadium not being shaped the way it is and the way we've been complimenting it, the ball would have run off towards the halfway line, such as the strength of the winds. Well, a couple of days ago in the semi-finals, it was at 53 kilometers an hour.
Isn't it interesting that it even sparked the debate, not the debate, but the topic that we spoke about how Athlone can be tricky those days when the ball was hit to the left and you suddenly see your Mark Williams running to the right and you think, where is he going? But because he's a Cape Townian, he knew where the ball would land.
Now, chance from the corner here for the Namibians. 7 in the box. So they really are looking for that bright start with Kamatuka.
To have everything that you want to come back or she want to stay with you. Number 1 is no contact. If a woman leaves you, she left you for no reason. Maybe you guys even have a little or small misunderstanding that you need to sort, but she now capitalized on it and leave. For a woman to leave, she has already started noticing that feeling. She has already have it in her mind that anything that happens now, she's going to leave. She has already have it in her mind. Most times, they need you to do something that will say, oh, this is what triggered me to leave, because they cannot just stand up and leave on their own. So any woman that left you, she did not just do it in one day. It has been something she has already have in her mind, in her heart. She want to do, she want to leave. Now, if you beg her the first time, that's for those of you who are married, for those of you who are in a serious relationship, you ask her maybe her problem, she refused to respond, she refused to tell you, or maybe she tell you, and you say, okay, you're sorry, you ask her that you're sorry, but for some reason she told you she doesn't want to come back to you. I don't care whatever you have with her.
Crown champions back in Rustenburg.
Go no contact zone. Don't call people to beg her. The more you beg a woman when she leaves you, the more you're empowering her, the more you give her power. Now, it's not as if you don't want this woman. You really want her. Now, you allow her to miss you. You allow her to digest what she really wants from her. What she really wants out of your relationship with her. If she really wants you, she really wants the relationship. This no contact zone will make her say, oh, this guy, there is something about this guy, there is something about this man. I can't do without this man. Because most of you,
he's had a slow start in this and we're just waiting for the moment when he will strike. He's still running into those pockets is when they're not finding him. Doesn't stop running though. Often we always say when you're a striker, if you have 3-4 touches and one of them are in the back of the net, we don't judge you.
Oh, lovely work here to win the corner. Showing good pace. Exploding from midfield in Keliano. One of 4 players in the starting lineup for the Angolans to have found the back of the net. Captain scored in the semi-final. A beautiful header. There's been some good headers in this tournament. Some good headed goals. So, will the ball behave here? Or will the
you feel when a woman has maybe left, she just decided she want to do it that day. It is something she has already been nursing. It is something she has already started planning it long time ago. No woman wake up one morning and just leave you for no reason, or most time even with reason. Maybe that thing has been going on and on. She has already made up her mind that if you do it again, she's going to leave. So now you always going to beg, you always give her an upper hand.
Drive forward, hoping for a foul. Good work defensively in keeping tabs on him by Nashikwa. Plays for Tigers FC. Petrus, in fact, keeping tabs with him here.
Petros got away with murder there because he had his arm right on his neck.
Space in the middle of the park here. The Namibians looking to open it up. Kamatuga. Nice little touch in there as the Namibians look for their first shot in anger in this match. Kasume with a lovely touch from a midfield and driving through with the shot from a tight angle at the end of it all. Finding really well placed, Langanga.
He just made himself an option there for third man running. That's when the Namibia, in fact the Angolans were looking at a white jersey that was facing the action and suddenly in-sneaked Kasume.
Nice little 1-2, Maestro with just one more defender to go. Then found the going tough against Gamberipa. Still he's gone well to the defender. And again, just a little reminder of how dangerous Maestro can be in tight spaces, and out of nothing, something can suddenly explode and problems can arise. Nicely done on the far side. Ball in! Oh, just missed on the near post then, with the Namibians doing well at creating a moment. Depu on the turn. Isolated, no problem. Eliminates 2. Powering forward now is Depu and his teammates arriving on the scene. The cutback! Keeper doesn't hold on! 1-0! Well, Depu making it all happen on this near side. And when Keliano's shot was blocked, Pedro was at hand to find the opener.
Ciro just made a mess out of it. It wasn't as harmful as it looked like from the first shot. And he just parried it because he had already thought, I'm not going to hold on to this one. And he put it on the silver plate for the opposition. How is that? Pedro just thinking, thank you very much. You thought of me.
Well, they had a moment. spotted the Namibians on the other side of the field, and immediately Depu goes on a run here, eliminates two, and problems start. That's his brilliance, Depu, powering forward, then still the cutback was quality.
But how was that for knowing what to do? There was no one in the box, and he thought outside the box there could be players lurking. And yes, lurking they were. That is Caliano. And then the keeper parried it, just giving it away, just like that. And he just gave it to Pedro. Pedro, what else can he say? Thank you very much. What do you do when a gift comes your way?
Well, celebration to go with what's an impressive bit of transition football here. And, well, Desiro will take a lot of the blame then for placing the ball right into the danger area after having denied Caliano.
Oh, a lot can be said about the goal by Pedro, but the powerful bully, Depu, 10, leaving 3 white shirts stranded.
Now, little touch defensively then doesn't pose any problems really for Langanga as he releases out on that far side. Pedro under pressure. Well, what any final needs is an early goal to just to have the sides out there already, having to open up and go at each other. That's exactly now what the Namibians have to do. They have to go out there and play, especially after these sides played to a no scoreline in their group earlier on in the tournament.
But isn't it ironic that Angola scores at the time when Museu just played that cross, and then there was a big miss, and then from that moment, literally a minute later, they got attacked.
Yeah, within a minute they conceded, but it looked as though they would score on the other ends in what was an impressive bit of attacking play. Hossi, Werner. Nothing wrong with the challenge. Kamatuka. Karwambe. Kamberipa. Look, the foul here on this near side for the late challenge on Mindinho, the central defender, playing almost as a right fullback until he was brought down here by Kambanda.
Kambanda just even raised the elbow there. It's only that he didn't swing it, but you could see what he was doing. That if you bump me, let me protect my ribs, but you end up in my elbow. That's the worst moment for any striker, when the defender stands firm, open the legs and bend the elbow, or even hold on to his hips, because you come with your full chest hitting that elbow.
Hurts. Interesting angle on that ball. Interesting attempt to try and get onto the end of it by Pedro. Chasing down absolutely everything. That's what also giving them the slight advantage in this tournament. We've seen Depo doing it. Now you see others getting into the mix as well. Now, from this moment where they missed it on the near post and should have scored, they went on to have some serious problems. Lovely first touch, holds the defender off. Now, let's go. Boom, 2 out of the equation. And the rest, as they say, Mafa, is history as he cuts it back perfectly. And oh, Pedro is a gift.
And looking at Hossi there, he mishit the ball before he gave it a good clearance.
Situation that looked fully under control. 2 men on Depo. What could go wrong, you're thinking? Before you know it, he's exploded beyond the 2. And they're chasing the game. Many other defenders that have been his victims during the course of this tournament, and there have been victims where they look to have the situation under control. It's a 2-on-1 situation, and out of nowhere they find themselves having lost out to Depo and his determination. All alone in the attack, They'll all be watching on now saying, well, we aren't the only ones. More have been added onto the mix.
Talking about victims, that's Pedro, victim of injury. I saw his turning of the hand. Looks like he says he's twisted the ankle. We'll see how it goes there. But he looked very uncomfortable.
Had a good start to this tournament, Pedro. Very involved. The man who picks up his injury here. Yeah, he's already feeling the effects. I don't know if you noticed, he waited until the ball went out of play to decide to go down, since they were in a defensive situation. Didn't want to be irresponsible by going down while they still had defending to do. Team first, lovely skill by Kamatuka here on this near side. Gets the return, made over towards the far post. Good work defensively, 2 men immediately on him. Berner amongst them. He, of course, is a very offensive-minded player here on this near side. Dropping back to assist defensively. Good work in keeping it alive, yeah. Now they need to be careful of situations such as this. This is when Angola can hurt you. Berner. First backwards. Depu giving chase, and all's well that ends well for Namibia. There's Kabiripa of Opara FC with the Namibians now looking to build from the back. Spacey on this near side to attack. Climbing forward here. Here's a Hossi. Again, looking to find the late arrival, possibly, of Maestro inside the box. Good challenge. Depoy there's ball in. Maestro. Caliano. Berner. Hossi. Maestro with the movement. Angola looking dangerous when they probe at times. Anyway, we'll do for the Namibians. Challenge from behind then by Mindinho. Lovely challenge earlier.
That was beautiful. See, we're just not always tackling to clear the ball, but Domingo was just coming up with the ball gently, initiating an attack.
Depo having to work to keep it alive here, showing good pace once again. Return ball then from Maestro was a little heavy. There's Caliano. Hossi. Having to work to avoid the corner. The zero of African Stars. In the defense, there are 3 from African Stars here for the Namibians. He, as well as Kambanda and Hambira. Here's Kamberipa. Well, just mentioned they played to a 0-0 scoreline in their group. Namibia then went on to beat Lesotho and Seychelles, whilst Angola did away with Lesotho themselves, and also Seychelles had the same victims in their groups, these 2 sides. Pressure applied by Pedro. Yeah, that first touch was important for Desiro, since he decided to take it away from the oncoming Angolan. Caliano. so close to scoring his second of the tournament with the initial strike that was saved by Desiro, parried into the path of Pedro in the opening goal. Astro wanted it down the line then. Perna wasn't in any hurry to take that throw in.
Yeah, that line or message coming from the bench. You always go over a missed ball. You're doing the same thing all the time.
That's from the Namibian bench. Pedro on the turn. Mai is quick. On the corner then. With the cover defense necessary to deal with the man who plays his football in Portugal for Sporting. Certainly as the legs here against Nachika. Plays for Tigers FC, struggling then, and it's Museu who had to drop back and assist defensively. Angola leading in scoreline, getting their third corner to Namibia's one. Five in the box, two lurking on the edge of the box, including a third here with all of the Namibians back. First touch and shot coming in then for Mendinho, who didn't get enough purchase on that. And allowed two touches in that sort of position. Dangerous here for the Namibians. Lucky that he didn't get power on that. Well saved nonetheless here by Desiro.
Yeah, he just had the first effort and then the second. And Mendinho was just unfortunate that he didn't contact it well.
Oh, defender done in. As a Maestro wins the corner. That first trick had him done. Separated his body from his soul. There he is, gone.
And he waited for him, tried him again. He said, I'm not going there anymore. I noticed you're not going there. But give credit to the defender there, that's Kampanda, because he just focused on the ball. He said, keep going with your tricks.
Yeah. In swing it will be this time from Brenner. Comfortably dealt with on the defensive ends. The Namibians.
Often have we said give it some loft or play it at least outside the box. Because when you play it straight to the opponent, it looks very clumsy.
Well, the Angolan supporters will feel they are due some sort of joy here in the way of the Hollywood Bets COSAFA Cup. Outside of that runners-up finish back in 2006 when they'd won it in 2004, they have best finished in the quarterfinals in 08, 09, and 2013. Since then, it's mostly been first-round exits for the Angolans when they have entered. As we look back at the challenge here on this near side,
Museu was hurt there because it was just one of those unnecessary tussles. It's on the halfway line, so just guide it and make sure that you let the opposition get away with it. But Domingos was just over anxious to win the ball.
the Black Leopards men kept quiet so far in this encounter. Some of the VIPs watching on here. And the Namibian flag and fans kept quiet for the time being out on that far side. They've played a bit of football. It's safe to say the side in the lead here, the Angolans. It's impressive for them since 2013. It's the first time they've come out of the group stages, Max Mapangani. Hadn't done so since their quarterfinal finish in the 2013. Played in 5 tournaments since then. Never got beyond the first round. finally ending what's been quite a drought here and a few years of disappointing showing by a run all the way through to the final. Approaching the half hour, they're leading by a goal to nil in the final. Sandro going down the line then. I can tell you that Berner and Pedro seem to have swapped sides here, with Berner now out wide on this near side. There he is, bottom of your picture, when he started the game mostly on that left side. There is Pedro. Of course, now he's going to have to come inside to use his left foot to send the ball upfield or to cross it. There he is again, very much infield here, while Maestro is now the furthest man out wide on this near side.
He's a busy man, and making that is number 13, Pedro. He's always giving the big man, the striker, that option to say, I will be there next to you on the left or on the right. He's not like one of those that are fixated in one side of the field.
Last finalists, the Namibians, not too long ago, just in 2022 when they last made their last final. Angola, with a slight edge in goal attempts. There haven't been too many inside the opening 30. Same goes for shots on target. So, under 15 minutes remaining on the clock, plus whatever time will be added on at the end of the half, and Namibia still struggling to creating some moments here in front of goal. Depo. Whistle had gone, then there could have been problems beginning for Namibia.
Yeah, even though he had a heavy touch, he wasn't going to get that. But again, that push on Petros, and it's just one of those that you think, you don't do that. In fact, that push was firstly made on the opposite side, that is on Pedro, and then Petros is the man that just didn't let him go. Let him go, you've got teammates ahead of you. You just cover the end. Namibia seem to be struggling just to get to that last third. Because of their style of play. They don't have a big target man, so they try to play on both wings, and they're not getting there in the box. They got there, opening chance of the game, but it never yielded results.
Anyway, we'll do here. Certainly has been one of those games where the few that have watched this tournament right from the beginning will have felt maybe advantage Angola in a slight sway for how they've shown character and gone about their other matches. Keeping in mind they played to a draw in the group stages, both these nations, but I think Angola did have the advantage. It's just their options of how they hurt opponent sides. Dead ball situations, creative moments. Now, shot from range, and that has been a major problem here for the Namibians so far in this game. Hopeful attempt from a long way out, whilst breaking down the opponents and creating clear-cut chances has been at a minimum for them so far.
Kamatuka had no sort of bodies or options in the box, just to be playing the 1-2 there. That's why he went for that long ball. I thought they'll be playing most balls on Vitinho because they know that he's lanky and not skillful.
Tepu. Well washed by Gamberipa.
Gamberipa is having a long day today because he's got to always battle with this man with the long balls.
Turning into trouble. Lovely work by Mindinho to win it back. Well, Perna stayed down then. Should be up in the next few moments. No joy for the Angolans trying to get in up right on the far side. Tepu now, space to turn, option out wide is Maestro. Tepu working hard to get into the box was the run being made on this near side, but Maestro's ball for once leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah, it was on the left foot, and he is not good enough when it comes to using that left foot. And a little bit of a bubble there, did you see?
Yep. Now, Namibia hoping to find the right combination of passing and movement to unlock this Angolan side. Kalula with pressure every step of the way then, so in the end the Blue Waters man runs out of space.
Left knee is heavily strapped. You wonder if you're on the bench and say, is this limping Kalula or heavily strapped Kalula better than me? That's what sometimes the players on the bench ask themselves. Not only me, healthy me.
Speaking about healthy me, Maestro is putting a bandage to his right arm following a injury during the last few matches. Yes, Kiliano in a good position to win it back initially. Museo now coming into effect, and the shots. We're going to call for the goal kick here. Karumbe is an interesting case, Max Papaniani. He started off the last game in the left-back position, the Yunnan player, but he's moved back to his more familiar midfield in the, or familiar position in the middle of the park.
Look at how he hit that ball to hit the side netting. It's because of that nudging by Domingos. It just didn't give him a free sort of role to hit that ball.
Kamaripa doing well under pressure to find a bit up. Kid having to work was Karumbe in and keeping it moving. Museo now driving forward. Shots took a slight touch on its way out for the corner.
Petros took a shot there, but I don't think he was hoping for a goal. It was going wayward, thanks to the touch, slight touch that led to a corner. Still in possession.
Now, and this is the second corner for the Namibians. Into the near post and matched up by Langanga. Well, they'll be very much aware that the one goal may not be enough during the course of the 90 minutes. There's space here for Maestro. Then nicely closed down was Maestro, but the men in white are struggling at kickstarting the counter-attack here, thanks to the aggressive and the strong work defensively by the likes of Sandro. Well, we approach the last 5 here. For the Angolans, they haven't given much of a look at goal here for the men from Namibia. Let's carry on in the same vein as the last 5. Ampanda looking for the movement from the middle of the park, then from Karumbe.
Those long ones will always be protected by the big defenders. I mean, look at how Domingos just shielded his man, making sure that it just goes out harmless. The results as they stand, they must be worrying Coach Colin Benjamin, given what he was saying in the pre-match interviews about the counterparts out in Namibia.
It's more like, as we look back to the last play, back home they will always be with any team that's leaving, those that see it one way, those that see it another. And all these words were with the negativity from some sections of the Namibian game. These boys have done well to get to where they have, and now problems, serious problems then for Ambira, as the communication is nowhere to speak of, and sneaking in is a poor old hard-working Pedro, and he reckons he took a bit of a knock here.
And that wasn't even deliberate, so I don't think you'll get a penalty for that, because he was just coming in from nowhere, and there the defender messed up. And I think it's the man, Kamberipa. No, it isn't. It isn't. It's Hambira. Hambira just was too flat, and he wanted to steal it from him. Kicked him in the interim. Oh, stood on his ankle. Wasn't deliberate though. He was just reacting to the wake-up call.
There is a penalty check by VAR, yeah, so that'll be interesting, whether it's intentional or not. If it did bring him down illegally, well, they will ask Ahmad Herilal to have a look here. Under 5 to go until the end of this first half. This could be an important moment in whether Angola get to stretch their lead or not.
To me, it was like reacting to the situation that unfolded right in front of his eyes and tried to clear the ball. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going for the man.
Well, Pedro, okay, and able to continue. Penalty check still happening from a VAR here. Last 5 minutes. Angola leading Namibia by a 1-0 scoreline. Namibian fans have found their voice out in that far side, still aren't aware that a check is happening in as far as VAR. There you go. He has been asked to go have a look as Ahmad Herilal. Leticia Viana of Eswatini, as well as Diana Chikotesha of Zambia. A long, hard look at this before making the decision to ask the man in charge of this game to go and have a look. Now, there's that contact, Max.
That's what he can be penalized for, just stepping on him. But whether it was deliberate or not, he just quickly realized that there's a man coming to steal the ball from me. The trailing foot could be the one that makes him to pay the price. And once Namibia is 2 down, Sizwe, it could be curtains.
Well, they paint themselves into trouble here. The likes of Desiro and Hambiro. And keep in mind, it's Pedro sneaking in here from the blind side that kicks it away from the defender. So he's late in his arrival. Is Hambiro then. The decision to be made here is by the man from Mauritius, Ahmad Herilal, taking his time.
I want to believe that if a penalty gets given, it will be because of the foot that stood on the ankle. And the man that's going to take it is the big number 9 that you see facing us with the back, and it is a penalty.
There you have it. He's taking his time, thought about it, comes out, gives the penalty, and there will be a yellow card to boot as well. Ambira in trouble. Namibia playing themselves into trouble here with Pedro again closing down from the front, something the Angolans have profited from so often in this year's tournament, whether it be Pedro or Depu, where they chase absolutely nothing and put defenders under pressure, force the error, and here they are in the final.
And what works for Namibia is because they work for each other up front. If you have noticed, Cisco, when Maestro plays those balls in the space.
Oh, you mean Angola, yeah.
Angola, that's when you find that they all run into those channels, and it makes it easier for them to get any fouls or mistakes.
So Depu on 4 goals in this tournament will now be looking for goal number 5.
The next time you can get this.
Oh, man, that's same two penalties last time. Same instructions. Different game.
Yeah. Different penalty taker. The most lethal at this year's tournament. Looking for the 2-goal cushion. Looking for his 5th of the tournament. Depu finds the back of the net. Angola lead by 2 in the minutes leading up to half-time. And Depu gets on the scoring sheet here in the final.
Just before Depu touched the ball, that's when Desiro always almost moving away, giving him direction that I'm going this side, which is my right-hand side. And Depu just opened the foot and say, thank you very much.
Well, he joins the all-time top goal scorers for Angola in the history of the Hollywood-based COSAFA Cup. Joins Aqua and Love, who scored 5 goals in the COSAFA Cup for Angola in the past, ahead of Petinho for Flavio on 3, Babululu and Mateus all on 3. Depu now making history with just about every strike here in this tournament.
No one will catch him. Business done. He's the leading goal scorer of this tournament. He's got his shin pads with a cross on it, and every time he scores, he just takes them out and kisses them.
You have to think back to the semi-finals, the last of the group matches, and you can count almost the number of goals. 7 minutes added on, yes, but you can count almost the number of goals Angola have scored where either Depu or, as we saw Pedro earlier, has chased absolutely what looks a lost cause down and caught defenders unaware.
Caesar, I have to say, in this game, there's nothing like a lost cause, especially when you are playing up front. Every cause is a good cause. Just keep running. As long as the whistle is not blown, just keep running. You will be surprised how they will bubble your way and you put it in the back of the net.
Flag up for offside against Pedro. Took a while, the whistle in coming, but definitely in an offside position. 3rd time that the Angolans have been caught offside. For the Angolans, yeah, the last time they won a final back in 2004, beating Zambia in Lusaka on penalties in a game that ended with a 0-0 scoreline. Here they are 2 up against the Namibians in the minutes leading up to half-time. Having a party there, fans, to the left of your picture and to the top of the screen. Ball played down the line here. There'll be some work to be put in defensively. Desiro. So a couple of mistakes defensively. Guilty for the situation here. The Namibians find them in. Desiro with the error with his handling and his save. And the communication and attempts to play it out in the second goal. Seeing Hambira caught out by Pedro in the penalty. So whilst they've done what they have to do on their end, Angola, in both scenarios, there was room for improvement from a Namibian point of view to avoid those situations.
Yeah, simply said, these footballers shot themselves on the foot.
Hussey fouled here.
Speaking of Namibia just causing themselves this harm, don't you remember that from that moment, Sizwe, the only attempt in the first 45, they have nothing to, or they had nothing to offer us.
Well, turns down from the front this time is Maestro. Hoping to force the error out of Gamberiba. Outside of 2004, they were also in a winning final in 2001, were the Angolans in Harare against Zimbabwe. Winning 1-0. And that was in the second leg. First leg, it ended with a 0-0 scoreline in Luanda. Now, touches here from Gamaduga. Maestro. Well, the SAFA president as well as the CAF president, both at the top of your picture, watching on in the VIP section. Good movement out on the far side. The early ball, diving header. What a save to deny Depo. What play from the far side from Pedro. He's praised telling here in this first half. Desiro with his best moments.
That is the best moment with the biggest striker going for a diving header. This man is always in business when he's in that box. But how's that? Second time today seeing the best of the keepers.
Now, Angolan fans having a proper party now as they look for their third goal in this first half. Outswinger. Defended on the near post. From range. Gets his body nicely behind it, doesn't Desiro. Quick with the release. Looking for Mazeo. Sandro. With the touch into touch. They're having fun. So they should. Or should be. Depo that time with the wayward header, conceding the throw-in. Into the last of 7 minutes added on here. Kambanda offering it after the throw-in. Maestro. Shot from behind, then was Maestro. Right in front of the referee, so the Angolans will not be in a hurry to get it moving once again. Maestro's begun his run in the middle of the park. In fact, that kicker field, the last touch in a half that has very much belonged to the Angolans here. They have been outstanding. Defensively, they have also been outstanding in the way they've broken down their opponents and forced the issue in getting the two-goal cushion going into the half-time break. Tepu getting yet another in extending his lead at the top of the goal scorers charts to 5, whilst Pedro was the man that opened the scoring here for the Angolans. For Namibia, a lot to do. First, get it right defensively after having made a couple of mistakes that led to the goal, and then also trying to test Langanga they need to get it right on the offensive, more especially now that they are 2 down. At the end of what's been an exciting first half, especially for the Angolans, it's 2-0 in favor of the Angolans over Namibia. All the numbers will point towards Angola after a half where only 1 yellow card was shown to the Namibians then, and while they were better and attacked the Angolans, they created the better moments and more of them, with the goal attempts and shots on target well in their favor, with Namibia only having 1 on target in that first half. They also had the better in ball possession, so in all departments it's Angola that have been dominant in that first 45 minutes. Namibia have a lot to do in just about all departments, in just upping the gears a bit and changing the momentum of the game in the second half, if they are to do so. But it's Angola very much in the driving seat at the end of the first 45.
I'm joined by the lady that has always been part of these games here in Gqeberha, and this is Miss Sibulelo Ngongo, MEC for Sports, Recreation, Arts, Culture in the Eastern Cape. MEC, looking at COSAFA coming here, that must be giving you a lot of pleasure.
Oh, well, thank you so much for the opportunity. Good afternoon to you. Indeed, when you talk about the question of economy in the province, this has made a huge impact. This tournament has contributed to the tourism sector of the province, and as well as the hospitality sector. We'll talk of transport. It has also been this tournament has also contributed to that question. And however, the province is very pleased to have been hosting this tournament here in the province, because this has got a serious impact in the creation of employment, even those that employment is temporary, but people would have something to put on the table for the time being during this tournament. So we are pleased as the province to host this tournament, and we would look forward to host it again if we are given an opportunity to do so.
In fact, rumor has it that you'll be hosting it again, and if that's a fact, it's going to maybe make people here believe that this is a tournament to be had.
Yes, of course, as you said, it's the rumor. The rumor is that we would be hosting it, the Women's Championship in October. If that happens, we would indeed benefit again, as that will talk to the question of the people that are losing jobs. We've been looking at the Mercedes-Benz having retrenched a number of people in East London, and now we are hosting this tournament, and that talks to the question of people that are working in the hospitality sector who would at some point in time lose their jobs, but because there are these tournaments that are hosted in the province, they will not lose their jobs, and they will keep on working, because there will be more revenue that will be coming into the province, and there will be more of activities that would take place. You would see that there are other people, the hawkers that are selling out there, and there are people that are here to watch and gain from these games, and that talks to also to the question of the profession of sport and the career for the young boys. That will also have an impact, because we have a high rate of unemployment in the province. And if these boys that are watching the tournament here are able to play and go forward, they would get at least something to put on the table.
Your message to the people around here to come in numbers in the future, to come and support these games, what is it?
Well, it is disappointing to see such a good tournament being hosted in the province, and you see that the stadium is empty. And you know very well that people have got an interest in the games. But I am saying I want to commit to say, with COSAFA, let us sit down and plan so that when we talk about this tournament, we are able to know who is responsible for what in terms of publicizing the tournament, in terms of advertising it, emphasis on the importance of this tournament. So I must say this is the last time you see the stadium empty. Otherwise, in the next, even if it hosted tomorrow, you would see the stadium full. I am committing to that because I know that the Eastern Cape has got a capacity to do that.
MEC, thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, MEC covered every area that we were thinking about, especially that area of employment. Yes, being it temporary as it may be, but as much as it's temporary, it just puts food on the table. Talking about putting food on the table, there's something that is on the table now. 2 goals. 2 goals, that is for Angola. And it's a side that we believe that they look dominant throughout. And we predicted that they can be dominant. They are a strong side, Angola. Your take on the first half?
Yeah, they're playing good football, Angola. As you can see that they're trying to get the balls forward to their top man, which is the one who scored the second goal, Depu. A good striker indeed.
We talked about Depu in the beginning of the match, but the goal that was scored earlier, it was from a different source, Pedro. But Depu taking on 2 defenders, leaving them stranded. How's that for teamwork, pulling it back?
Yeah, really, like both defenders, they just dive in there, which is it was not good. Maybe should the one defender just cover the other one? You see, the way that he dribbled them, that was so easily. And with Depu putting the cross in for his player, and the number 23, which is Keliano, took a shot, which is the keeper made a save. Also the number 13, the one who scored a goal.
And you're talking about Steliano, in fact, Kaliano taking a shot, but then the keeper, he pulled a brilliant save right at the end. But that, he can't really be crucified for that.
Yeah, like he gave it to him, said that take a shot at him. You see, also like the teamwork that we were talking about. Yeah. I think also the defenders should have maybe checked that rebound and kicked the ball away.
Yeah, it could have been pushed to safety and all that. And then there was a moment, the penalty could have been avoided. But Gambira was very relaxed there. And just realizing that his teammate is next to him, he paid the price.
Yeah, you see, you must always play safe. Like also the goalkeeper should have maybe get the ball forward. Him was too relaxed, knowing that there is a player behind. You must always check. If you are a center back, you must always check.
And then this is the moment. It was always going to be taken by the same man, isn't it? The deadly striker.
They are goal scorer. Good player, Pramax.
Didn't you see just for that second, Njisuro just going to the right, giving it away, that I'm going this way, before the striker Depu puts it or touches the ball. He was already away from the side where the ball was going.
Yeah, I think he gets wrong this time, you see, but he's a good keeper. He does save penalties. He was also helping Namibia here, making a lot of saves, which is Angola. They want to score more goals.
More goals, that's what we're expecting in the second half. But will they be coming from the same side, Angola, or will it be Namibia? Second half, after this.
On the final day of the 2024 Hollywood Best COSAFA Cup at halftime. In the final, it's Angola leading Namibia with a 2-0 scoreline here after a dominant first half from the Angolans in Namibia, having it all to do in, well, coming back in this game if they are to. Made a few defensive errors in that first half that they'll need to correct here in the second. And offensively, they'll need to find some penetration in their game here with Muzo. In your picture, of course, their top goal scorer on 3 goals in the tournament. One of 3 players on 3 goals now. The Black Leopards man needing to have an effect going forward. Defensively, Kamberipa as well as Hambira have had their problems and also created some of their own problems with the goalkeeper Desiro as well. And the 2 goals are conceded. The penalty given away then, definitely a communication error defensively, maybe some decision making that wasn't at its best. The opening goal scored, whilst it was very well created by the men coming out of the tunnel now, the Angolans also could have been denied with Desiro's initial save, denying Kiliano falling for Pedro, who found that opening goal and gave the Angolans the initiative. Officials very much on the money. VAR playing a part in the penalty given to the Angolans then, with Ahmad Yerelal of Mauritius having a look at deciding that the penalty should be given a correct call then from an Angolan point of view. And, well, no surprise then, Chapa will be the change made here in the middle of the park as Namibia look to all the changes they hope will bring changes to the scoreline. That's one of 2 changes. Deonyama is another player that will be coming on here. And who plays for Blue Waters, that being Ndawanyama, a forward, only played 37 minutes in his 2 appearances, so we'll certainly be looking to have an impact here nice and early for the Namibians. Good closing down in a good area to win it back here and force the decision their way here on this near side. Sandro doing the defending for the Angolans. Or maybe you're looking for the positive start here in the early exchanges of the second half. Early cross, overcut. Couldn't find the man on the far post. Very quick to get numbers in and around that box. One of the Namibians. And the man who's coming off the bench for them is Richard, who's coming with that cross from the far side. So a good number of changes being made here by Colin Benjamin. Nashikla. Took the throw in, now gives away a throw in here on the near side. Ball wide. Clash of heads here. And the Angolan captain, Kiliano. Well, he's okay and able to continue with the game immediately. Shaking off the effects of the coming together then with Nashikla. Well, he's heavily involved here in these early stages. Nashikla called for the foul now, barging into Pedro from behind. Amanda with the touch. Maestro now picking it up here for the Angolans. Looking for Burner. Heavy first touch. Brazil trying to open it up here. Good vision, good ball. Chapwa in off the bench. Middle of the park, keeping it moving is Petrus to that far side. Now Richard cutting in field here. Denied a angle for a possible shot at goal. Namibia and using the width of the field, getting no joy. Nice work done here by Sandro in the defense. Depu giving chase here, hoping to force the error. Ambino. Good start here in the opening few minutes for the Namibians. Spent a lot of time in the opposition half of the field. Playing much further up the field as they win it back. Nifty footwork from Shapwa from a long way out. Comfortable to say from Langanga. Guilty of having used his hands then illegally. That being Sandro. And of the players playing their trade out in Portugal for this Angolan side. Well, they are sitting a long way back, inviting the Namibians forward at the likes of Maestro in midfield. Speaking of Maestro, there to win it back. Not much in the way of outlets to play it out to, so every clearance is just about brought back if it doesn't go out of play. Now, Museo with the touch that all ran away from him. Space to turn here. As Namibia again look to try forward, this time through Shapwa, turned into trouble. Lone figure front is Tepu in these early stages of the second half. Well, Sandro under pressure then, fouled in the battle between the two number 17s. So 3 changes, if you are wondering at the start of this second half for the Namibians. Already see the momentum, early momentum going their way here. Looking to make the necessary adjustments. The Angolans, as they now begin to, for the first time, really venture into the opposition half of the field. Gambanda finding Richard. Petrus. Amberipa. Nice. From the Namibians as Asume works it out wide to the far side. The Gambanda. Over to Richard it goes here with numbers already awaiting the early cross. Ball played and then the header! Oh, just wide of the mark. Well, they've been unleashed, the Namibians. Nashika coming from that right back position, 1 of 4 awaiting the cross from that far side.
He was lacking and expecting it right on the far post, and Nashika there was very unfortunate. Couldn't pull it back into play. Not target, but back into play. Sizo would have made a difference. One of those that we call second ball now, from heading it in, then another white shirt just goes to the end of that ball.
Well, they're coming from the blind side beautifully then. The Tigers FC, man. Much better from the Namibians in the way they've started the second half. Certainly looking to be the first to score here in the second half. Make life interesting. Let's take under pressure from Petrus. Didn't appreciate the attention he was receiving from Petrus, nonetheless, still looking for the referee for a little protection. As Richard. Done well from the wide areas have the Namibians with the changes they've made. Richard on the far side, Chapa here on the near. Again, Petrus bundled over this time by Kiliano. Asume with some nice touches to try and keep it moving. Now they run it back Angola. Maestro. Pedro looking for his seconds. Got block. Desiro looking to avoid the corner. Unable to in the end.
Pedro played that ball just too close to, in fact, Maestro played that ball very close to Pedro's body. Had he played it in front of him on the strike, he was going to whack it. He's there because of the awkward pass. Then it's just allowed the Namibians to regroup.
Kabila, it was with the block here as a Maestro. Looks to serve up what could be a third goal here for the Angolans. They get the initial 2 touches. It goes out for the goal kick in the end.
I like the fact that he did float it, he drilled it in there. That's why when it goes past everybody.
10 minutes into the second half, and it's the Namibians that have had a good start here after making those 3 changes at the start of this half. Champions in 2015, looking to up the intensity levels here. Opening 10 minutes, they really looked an improved side, both from the left and right flank, with Richard on the left and Chapwa having come in here on this near side. And in the middle of the park, the likes of Petrus as well as Kasume have been more active in trying to make things happen. Blocked, that is, then by Vitinho, especially with that man Uzeu making the run, then trying to get in behind that defense for a possible one-on-one. You'll remember these sides, of course, did meet in the final back in 2015 when, or rather it was Mozambique and Namibia, I beg your pardon, that met in the final back in 2015 when Namibia won it. Nice turn on the far side now. Ball in! Important block. Attacking the near post already. Was Atepu then hoping Hossi could pick him out. Burner involved in the creation. Rolls the defender beautifully, does Hossi.
Lovely turn indeed, Sizwe, with ease and composure. He knew what he wanted to do. A good cover.
Whilst the opening 10 minutes of the half may belong to the Namibians, the Angolans now finding their way here. Header! Goal number 3. It's Vitinho carrying forward for his second of the tournament.
Not only his second, he's similar. His second goal is, in fact, his second goal is similar to the first, if you remember. Same side of the poles, attacked his corner, and in that case he was unmarked. This time, he just forced his way through. 3-0, this game is done. Done and dusted.
Well, we mentioned they have very many ways to hurt you, the Angolans, and set pieces most definitely one of those. The combination of Vitinho and Mendinho could have scored more in this tournament with some of their clear-cut chances going wide of the mark. But twice now, Vitinho has found the mark here, unmarked. And from that sort of range, all he had to do is keep it away from the zero marks.
It's not for the first time when he just gets to the end of the ball unmarked. But the interesting thing is the taker. It's not the usual maestro. In this case, it's Berno, where he just takes that corner and took it so well. They aim at the area and then expect the big man to just attack it. That's in the boy. That's in the bag.
Well, they celebrate wholeheartedly. And how important that in that opening, 10-minute exchange of this half, whilst the goal is being checked here by VAR. I was about to say how important that they withstood the pressure from Namibia, and as soon as they found their footing, found the back of the net, it is being checked now by VAR, and that's interesting.
I wonder what could have been wrong. Maybe someone being held trying to attack the ball in a white shirt. But I saw them pumped up, the Sizwe, as I was coming to you up here. They were just screaming and saying, come on, let's go for it. So the guys realized that the job was not done yet.
Now, we await Letitia Viana as well as Anna Chikotesha in a VAR to give the message to Ahmad here now to, once again, go have a look that could be crucial in a decision in this match. Remember, for the penalty, once again, they were called upon and had a long, hard look and asked the man in your picture to go have a look. He also took his time before deciding to give the penalty to the Angolans and the 2-goal lead.
Can only be for handling or anything.
There you go. Goal stands.
Yes, goal stands, because there was nothing wrong there.
1 hour football has been played in this final.
Very beautiful information from teamwork here, and one of our colleagues just explained what we were not shown, that the reason why the goal was checked is that at the time when the ball was headed in by Vidino, there was a red shirt, an Angolan, but then the reason why it's given is because he never interfered with play anyway.
Our statistician, Ben Hardenberg, and helping make our lives easier for you at home. But as far as Angola go, there's your man with the next assist, Bernard, a starter here today. Been a regular in and off the bench throughout the tournaments. One has to feel for the Namibians, come out pumped up, trying to make a difference here. The intensity goes up, they get one chance with that header, you remember, on the blind side, then with Lashikwa's effort going wide of the mark. Not too long after that, they have conceded their third. To their credit, they are killing some men forward. Again, you can see how many they've got in and around the box here as they probe. Kiliano there to win it back. Here he is with a nice touch, trying to find Pedro. Petrus. Richard. Museo with the flick on, anyway will do for Virginia, and of course there's always Depu up front to worry about. Nicely dealt with by Gamberipa this time. Kiliano with space to attack and runners here. One of them is Pedro, good take on the move. Depu's available. And the touch defensively from Gamberipa was crucial then in denying Depu a look at goal. Well, Petrus having a lot to say to the referee here, who's already waiting, card in hand.
Gamberipa getting a yellow card. And that's for bringing Banner down.
Yeah, now two central defenders who have to deal with Depu and the closing down, and the pressure from this Angolan defense are both on a yellow card, and there's a red card check by VAR. So this situation will go from bad to worse. Whilst Berna gets some attention.
And the other thing that might even be looked at, was it in the box or out of the box? A lot of negatives happening for the Namibians, who are really desperate for at least 2 goals to save their faces. Because 3, it's a mission impossible.
Well, still having a word with the referee, Ahmad Hiralal here. There's Gamberipa.
Vidino's got the ball ready to say, wherever you want it, I'll take it. He thought it was one of those penalties.
He wants it so badly, the set piece, and well, you've got others out there. Maestro will have a say, Burner as well, as the guys who've been taking all the set pieces up to this point, the corners and such. Interesting that Depu's not involved, whilst the red card check is still ongoing, keep in mind. Big men in the war.
And if there's a red card, then it will be given to Gamberipa, the number 20.
Right in the middle of that war. Check still ongoing. Wow. The plot thickens. Now, Ahmad Hiralal will go have a look here and decide if yellow should maybe be changed to red.
You've said it all. The plot thickens. There's nothing that gets better for them.
Ooh.
That's a red. That's a red.
Stomping down on the ankle then.
That's a red.
That's almost a bone-breaking challenge from Gamberipa. And if he decides to show the red, It will be just about everything that can go wrong for the Namibians' world here. It looks an ugly challenge now. That we've seen a slow down and stomping down, landing on the ankle.
Nah, that's a red. Red all day, Sisu. All day. Could have broken his leg. Battle of the number 20s. That was an ugly battle.
Reaching into his left pocket, was he? Now, mind made up. There you go, left pocket.
Second yellow cancelled. Red, you're out.
Being called forward here is Kamberipa. So, yellow cancelled. Back into the left pocket. Breast pocket. Straight red. Gets much worse for the Namibians now with the 10 on the field.
It was always Loomis, if you recall, from the initial stages, early minutes of the game. Kamberipa, among others at the back, they really have been very rattled and unsteady. I mean, unstable. And unstable in the sense that they've always made mistakes and they got punished for them. Now it's make-up time. It's now the worst thing to do.
That's what it's doing! Click, click! Bang! Medinho smashes it home! What a goal from Medinho! He's second in the match, but what a goal!
We've worked with Medinho in all these games, but we haven't seen the strength of him. We were wondering why has he got the ball under his armpits, waiting for this set piece to happen. And didn't he smash it? Wow. We saw beautiful goals in the earlier game. Now this. Beautiful, beautiful goals in this tournament.
Wow.
It's one of those where you can say, keeper, do something, and you know, yet the poor guy can't do anything about anything there.
It's not far to his side. It flies straight over him. It just has such velocity, Mark. There's little he can do in the way of reaction here.
He reacted, but everything was too late. By the time his arm was raised, that ball was kissing the back of the net. That's a beauty.
Straight thunderbolt from Virginia. And Angola now 4 goals up with the extra man. Very much in the driving seat.
You can't even say it's the advantage of an extra man. It's a set piece at the time when we know that they haven't taken any pressure from being less, but from a man that was just ambitious of showing us what he can do. We have seen what you can do with him.
Well, got better and better as this tournament has gone on, the Angolans. They have had a slow start, but my oh my, have they not gotten better and better. Pauline Vidinho is so confident he'll use his chest to play it back with the striker on his back for Langanga to pick up. By the way, he's looking for a hat-trick between the central defender. By the way.
He got a header, and he got this free kick, sumptuous free kick. Has to really be given such a caption. Now he can even show some skills. Did you see that?
You remember earlier on in the tournament when he was trying to show some skills and gave away a goal.
They got punished.
At this Angolan side, has captured the imagination in so many different ways. What with Maestro, the way he's gone about business. There's still that one goal he scored where he bundled the ball and he was juggling it over the defenders. Then there's Depu, then Pedro, and here they come again as they play better cross. And from the near post, it's Galliano that finds the roof of the net to make it 5.
At the time when Pedro was raising his hand on the far post right side, and then it was a question of, I don't need you. I saw Galliano, and he's the man nearest to me, and he hit the ball. What a a teamwork, what a team picture, what a moment. The Angolans are on fire. Since we're from the second group stages, this is one team that anybody had to beat in this tournament. You could see the signs.
Also, the way they take up positions in the box, one on the center, one on the near post, one on the far post. They stretch that defense, and who do you mark? And arriving late on the near post, then Masciliano.
You know what that does, Caesar? It makes the job so easy for the player that is about to play the cross. And those are basics of teaching strikers how to attack the cross. You can attack the cross by occupying all three areas.
Angolan flag flying high here at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Pickers amounts to come on, all about to come on at a time when his teammates have really done the business in their time on the field. Sandro will make way. I suspect Pedro will drop back to a left-back position here. But he and Berner leave the field here with the job very much looking done here.
I thought the job is an understatement. Damage has been done already.
Yeah.
There's no ways that Namibians can claw back. I don't remember that any final.
Yeah, they
of
are
a 5-0 season.
Tempo.
Yeah. No final.
I'll go through them now in a moment, Max. We'll look at some of the highest scoring finals in the COSAFA Cup. Miro, the other man that's coming off the bench here for the Angolans. Yep, my suspicions were right, Marfa. Pedro's dropped back to the left-back position now that Sandro's left way. Having scored amongst the strikers, he joins those now that are locking things up defensively. Pick us with his first touch, finding Maestro. Again, Hossi driving forward on that far side, having got the assist for the last goal. Christian. Museu can't shake Maestro. Makes it look easy. Winning it back then does Maestro.
When the scoreline is like this, even your talisman is just becoming ordinary because he's despondent and the team is taking to clean us like this beautiful back heel that has just been exhibited. That's exhibition style.
Now, Pedro early with the ball in then. Kiliano! Ooh. They're looking for only memorable goals here this afternoon.
Oh, Kiliano wanted to kill him. Look at that, the height, everything.
Ball boy had to duck for cover.
And the keeper had no chance. How's that for skill, Caesar?
Pickers picking the defender apart. Well, no changes being made here by Angola.
Give him a rest. He has done the job. He has done the job. Leading goal scorer convincingly, that is number 9, Tepu.
Mendinho will make way. He's also had a very good tournament playing alongside Virginio. And Kali will come on in his place. Also, another player coming on here. We'll confirm in a second. There you have it. Kiliano. Second player that has come on here is Elliott. So, under 15 remaining in this final, Max Mampanyani. And, well, just looking through the finals and some high-scoring ones, there was a 4-2 match back in 2018 with Zimbabwe, had the beating of Zambia. Anything closest to that, or what we've seen here today, you have to go back to 2000 when it was played home and away over 2 legs, when Zimbabwe beat Lesotho 6-0 in 2 legs. So 5-0 in one match is the first. So highest scoring final this
still remains unsurpassed.
Yep.
It's just an onslaught, a rout of some sort. Even the skills are coming in packages.
Pedro now playing at left back, winning the set piece. Changes being made with Shapwa, who's come on in the second half, being substituted here for the Namibians. Shidolo coming on in his place. Shapwa had a good opening, 10 minutes in the second half. Since then, it's all been Angola. Maestro. Could be another chance here, could be another goal still. Foul on Virginio. I'm wondering whether he'll fancy a shot from this sort of distance. Seems a little far, but you never know with the way he smashed in his last effort.
It was played quickly before he thinks otherwise. Teammates, don't be ambitious.
Maestro. Helped within by a telling challenge then from Kambanda. Got the ball first.
With these changes, one wonders what is in the mind of the coach. Go stop this route, or go make a difference, press them, keep them away from us, let us be offensive, or let us defend, that we shouldn't be embarrassed by 7 men. Wonder what goes through the coach's mind, any coach's mind when the scoreline is there.
Well, the beauty of it all is well, at the end of the match, we only have to wait for the gentleman who will be down on the side of the field talking to coaches to pick the mind of Colin Benjamin, and that happens to be you, Max.
I feel for the gentleman because he's going to ask hard questions. Like, how did you feel when it was 5? What was going through your mind?
With the changes later on in the game.
What did they mean, those changes?
Shout shots of the Namibians, the supporters, top of your picture right now. It's just run away from them in the second half, including the red card. VAR playing a part. They'll feel against them in 2 good calls, of course, in the penalty and the red card. One on either side of half-time.
Interesting you say shell-shocked. What that do is shell-shocked because he's been leading those Namibian fans.
Now, Pickers. Byline. Hanging towards that far post. Maestro to keep it alive. Sanwal to find some space for the cross. Couldn't find quality, however. The 11 of Angola against the 10 of Namibia. If you are just joining us here, having it all their own way. Now, there could be problems here for Miro. Just on here in the second half. Nearly took Uzo's pants off.
But was it necessary? Did you see his teammates covering him there?
Pedro.
Look at his teammates covering him. That's when he should have just left him and then joined them. Oh, he wanted those pants badly.
The manufacturers will be proud to see that their product is strong. can withstand all situations on the field.
You pull them, you lift them, they will still be looking good.
No matter the weather.
You lift them, Muslim.
Yes, Brazil. Onyema having come on here as a sub in this second half. Finding the going tough.
Sorry, Caesar, did you see Mzeu's shoulders going down when the ball was played out? Just like, guys, we can't even construct a sentence, let alone a move.
Well, it's amazing how this Angolan side has just gotten stronger and stronger with every game that's gone by. Winners in 99, 2001 and 2004. Now 2024 they'll be looking to make it 4 titles. They'll be 1 behind South Africa, keep in mind, on 5 now, closing the gap on the hosts. Zimbabwe still on 6, Zambia on 7. Silver medalists only on 1 occasion. Bronze medalists in 1998. Maestro, everybody behind the ball here in the 10 men of Namibia. So, leading by 5, they really don't have to force the issue.
Very important is that when the team is solid, even the last line of defense is equally solid. I mean, I'm just recalling the save that Langanga made. That still kept the Angolans in the game.
Namibia finalists in 2022 losing out to Zambia with a 1-0 scoreline after extra time, beating Mozambique 2-0 back in 2015 when they were finalists before that. Also finalists in 1999 against Angola over 2 legs, losing 2-1 on aggregate, the Namibians. Finalists in 97 where they lost to the Zambians. Yeah, why not? If they won't come down and fight for the ball, they've got every right to hold on to it here. To the Angolans, don't have to press going forward, don't have to risk anything. Well, clearly the Namibians more concerned about this end of the field, not conceding anymore.
This is the moment, Caesar, where we always say, when the scoreline is like this, don't try too hard because you could now be inviting injuries. Keep it simple, knock the ball around, but don't try to dribble one person, I mean, in fact, 5 people alone. Just knock it around, it looks better that way. It looks more professional too.
And for those of you that were hoping to see a central defender get a hat-trick in a final, which would have been a first for many of us, no, he'll take the brace, and what a welcome response he gets on that bench as one of the heroes of the day. Contender for man of the match is Vitinho. By the way, that takes his tally up to 3 goals in this tournament. Joining all the men that are second behind Tepu on 5 goals. There's Pickers. Maestro. Pickers. Well, we certainly have been treated to goals here on this last day. Max Mapanyani, 4 in the third and fourth playoff before the penalty shootout, 5 in the final, 9 goals in 2 games. Not a bad way to end off a tournament that started low on the goal scoring count.
No, not bad at all, Sizwe. We always want more, but we can't complain today.
Had more than our thought. Domingos. Maestro. Domingos. Kali. Kali again. Cariano receiving the pass then from Kiala, who will go back to Langanga. Pickus, Maestro, Kiliano. A chance still, but for an important touch defensively then on the stretch. Early ball here. Oh. Taking no chances is Langanga. Wondering if he could have just handled that up the sky. Looked as though it might be going over, but still taking no chances, concedes the corner. Biggest win in the final coming up as they look to possibly pull one back here, the Namibians. If we do get one more, it'll match the most goals scored in a COSAFA Cup final, which is a 6. As things stand, this is the biggest win in a final. Kiliano fouled, yep. As Angola take their time about things here. Last 30 seconds of time added on. Need to watch their discipline here. The men from Botswana. Another card shown, this time to Petrus. Yellow it is. So, in time added on, we've had 5 goals here, and we'll have a minute for every goal scored. 5 minutes added on to the 90. Brazil maybe showing his frustration in a challenge that wasn't appreciated on that occasion by Kali. The Angolan supporters. Having a party out there are the Mozambican supporters. Oh, Angolan, I beg your pardon. Brazil. Kiliano. Party. Maestro. Big challenge on the Maestro to that far side. If he was looking away from the action as it happened, so may have missed it. Pedro. Namibia now looking to see out the time that remains without incident, losing the dangerous area, but a chance to clear the lines again.
Right. Yes, right.
Kiliano. Keep in mind they did have a man sent off. The Namibians. They are playing a part in that regard. Museo with a chance to pull one back then, and well, it's been that sort of day as Nganga comes up with his best play of this match. Bit of a gift from the Angolans late in the match here. And well, the man they wanted in that situation then on the one-on-one against Nganga makes himself big. And denies a bit of respectability to the scoreline for the Namibians. Under a minute remaining, celebrations have started, and what a party it will be here for the Mozambicans with this display they've had in this final. Pickers. COSAFA Cup champions, having registered the biggest winner in a final, and what a winner was. Scorers, Vidinho with a lovely brace, Kiliano, Pedro, and Tepo, as the Angolans put 5 beyond Namibia, who end the match with 10 men. with VAR having played a part in two crucial decisions made by the match referee. One for the penalty, the other for a straight red card. And for Namibia, everything that could go wrong did. Whilst for Angola, well, the side that kept getting stronger and stronger as the tournament went on. They were definitely amongst the favourites going into the last four. They finish this final in style and will celebrate well into the night here in COSAFA. Difficult day for the Namibians, as perfect as it gets for the Angolans, champions of Southern African football, with a 5-0 win over Namibia. Well, they led in every way possible, every statistic possible, did the Angolans. None of these scores were to half the shots they took on target. They also did have 7 corners to 2. They had so much more of the ball. And once they got the extra man, they kept the pressure and kept taking the game to the Namibians, and didn't let up until they were 5 to the good. Namibia, well, try as they might here, only really tested Nganga late in the game where he had to make a save. But at the end of the day, it's Angola that rules Southern Africa after quite a commanding display against the Namibians. Marks.
Yes, Sizwe, I am here with the man of the match, Virginio. But to receive his prize, that is the trophy for man of the match, he will be getting it from Menzi Ngobo, Hollywood Bet sponsorship coordinator. May you do the honors, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Virginio, congratulations. You are the champions. Before we talk about your skills, let's talk about how good you feel today.
Parabéns, você é o campeão. E antes de falarmos do jogo, vamos falar como é quanto foste bom no jogo. Muito obrigado. Obrigado, estamos todos felizes. Queremos dedicar esse troféu para Angola, principalmente, porque os nossos adeptos, o nosso povo, estamos há tanto tempo sem conquistarmos um título. E é com enorme satisfação que recebemos esse título e queremos expressar o nosso agradecimento pelo apoio desde o princípio. Estamos agradecidos.
We think this award is special for our people. It's been tough for us. It's been quite a long time we didn't win anything. So this is for the people, and we are all happy. Just before I speak to the coach of Namibia, we have to talk about your free kick. That was a stunner.
Foi espetáculo. Obrigado. Foi espetáculo. Foi jogo bom, claramente. Mas estamos agradecidos, somos campeões, agora queremos festejar e depois regressamos para Angola para apresentarmos o título ao nosso povo angolano.
Yeah, it's been good. It was a nice free kick for a while. So we're really happy, and we want to go home. We want to go home just to celebrate with our people. Obrigado. Thank you.
Obrigado.
As the man that scored a stunner, a brace today, but his second was something else. And the coach who was on the receiving end of those stunners is here with us. Colin Benjamin, not expected results at all.
Yeah, obviously the game didn't go exactly what we planned it to be. But at the same time, I also am still very proud of my boys. It still fills me with pride and admiration for them. Their effort to come through here to the final, I applaud them. And you see a final like this, if you look at the semi-final, we had 4 guys really on the ground. They gave everything. So in the kind of game that we play, we do expect to always forward press. And normally, if you do get this 1-0, 2-0, normally it is so that you lose it because the tiredness come in, the mental effect comes in, and I think in the end, yes, Angola deservedly won it. But for us, I'm still, as a coach, really proud of my boys. It still gives me appetite to work with them, and we're just gonna pick this up and get to work.
And opposition themselves, they were really sort of fully present, especially up front.
Yeah. It's like I said, the margins were so small in the beginning, coming into the beginning. So it's who makes the mistake. Unfortunately, we were the ones that made the mistake, and then the opposition becomes stronger and more comfortable. But that's the nature of the game. That's how it is. You can't do anything about it. We just have to pick up our heads and move on. I think for our boys, 22, 23 years old, coming into this deep sea, proving that they can smoke this pipe, coming to the final in this COSAFA, I think it's like I said, it's giving me appetite to work further with these boys.
Coach, obviously it's the last day. I've got time with you. We need to talk about these things. But exactly what you're saying now brings to mind that the first cross of the game, you could have been one up from Moseu on the right-hand side. And suddenly they scored 2 quick goals, both from your mistakes.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, that in the margins are so small, the teams are at equal footing. Who's the one that's going to make the mistake? The one that's going to make the mistake is the one that's going to be put on the back foot. Unfortunately, we were the ones, and I am still of the opinion that you learn best through these kind of games. We know that the Haaland will know that, hey, listen, the Mnyema will know that I have to keep the ball better. Mudeu will know that, hey, you know, when I get these chances at the international level, it's going to be 1 or 2. I have to put them in. We're going to know that, okay, at the defensive corners, we have to be consequent. We have to defend it with conviction. So those are the lessons that we're taking from it. And I think, all in all, I'm honestly still proud. And we're going to move on. We're going to move on.
I'm just going to take a leaf from what you said earlier.
Yeah.
So this is obviously playing into the hands of the critics.
Yeah, most definitely. But you know, what's supposed to be for you, nobody can keep it from you. So we're gonna pick it up. We're gonna keep our head up high, and we're gonna work with these boys like no other before, and we're gonna come back. We've got so many games coming up. We've got the qualifiers coming up. We've got the World Cup qualifiers. My heart's still smiling.
Coach, I wish you best of luck and lucky today.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure working with you all.
It's always beautiful with this beautiful game, beautiful people, beautiful spectators. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank
Hope
you
to
so
see you
much.
soon.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
That's Coach Colin Benjamin, the coach of Namibia. Yes, it wasn't a good scoreline for him, but for this man, it must have been the best score. Coach Concalves, 5. I'm sure you thought 2, 3, but 5 was really an onslaught.
Well, it's an amazing day. It's amazing. It was historic. I'm so proud of the team, the boys, all football in Angola. For me, it's difficult right now. I try to keep my emotions. Thanks God, because when we think about the process, we cross too many things. So when that kind of actions, of job you done, yeah, it's a really good feeling. Congratulations again for the team, for all, because sometimes they are the most part are very young. Maybe sometimes they think about we don't follow them, but we follow. We always watching him's performance. So yeah, we are in the good way.
Good way indeed, but I can imagine you were driving them, telling them how important today's game is. I want you to find that you're putting them on overdrive. I mean, Vidino was something else today.
Yes. Well, it's something more than us. So, historic, maybe 10, 20, 50 years, and we will remember that, what we done today, with a very good team. Namibia are working very well. My colleague, Benjamin, are doing a very good job. But today is Angola Day.
Angola Day, and congratulations,
Thank
Coach.
you.
You deserve it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, what a day today. I mean, you've been doing well in the tournament, but today was just one of those days where nothing worked for you.
First of all, we thank the Almighty for the opportunity, which I'm grateful for. It was a final, and we lost. But all in all, we give our all. It did not work out, and we take it from there till the next time.
And it's not time to blame anybody, but I can recall the first cross of the game that could have maybe put you on the lead and ease the pressure, and that wasn't to be.
It's all about taking your chances. If you don't take it, they take theirs. It's game over. So we learn from it.
Learning and also learning the hard way. I can see there's a big gap or gash on your mouth there. That's just one of the things that goes with the game, isn't it?
We're at the war. That's what you get when you're at the war.
Mm-hmm. And then the last question, one-on-one there. I mean, minutes gone. That's when you realize that, no, it's not going to happen today.
That's when I realized that it's not our day, because you saw the chance and I did not take it. But all in all, I'm thankful for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. You've entertained us, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
See you soon in South Africa, and joined by Paulus, the man that has always been in the middle there, doing things and going up and down.
Yeah.
Going up and down on the day when you were up against the Angolans that were just fiery. Must have been very depressing when the score was 3-0.
Yeah, very, very. You know, it's one of those days, bad day in the office, you know, but they were better than us, you know. After getting that penalty, I think it demoralized the game a bit. But yeah, that's it.
Demoralized a bit, but what was the game plan coming into this? To stop them, come at them, and that never happened?
The game plan was to go with them with energy, you know, because you know they will be tired after playing three games in a row, you know, in a week. So the game plan was to go with them with energy, high intensity.
High intensity, but your confidence is still there that you can go on and do the best, because there's still World Cup qualifiers and AFCON. So still a lot to play for.
Yeah. We take this as a lesson, you know, and we look forward to the World Cup qualifiers in September. So we go back home and back to the drawing board and we work hard.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. And Kaliano is the man that will be with us. Captain Fantastic, congratulations, you've led the team and you are celebrating all the way.
Kaliano, parabéns. E vocês agora estão a fazer a festa, não é?
Sim. Muito obrigado também já, desde agora. E a festa é muito merecida, lutamos muito para conseguir isso, agora é só festejar, somos campeões.
We are so happy, we deserve this one, so for now we just want to celebrate.
And talking about deserving, everyone was just running up and down both sides, yourself included, including also on the other side, Pedro. A very solid team, you were working together. Did you work on that throughout?
Falando em merecer, vocês foram uma equipa que correram durante todo o jogo, os 90 minutos, vocês dedicaram-se, especialmente tu, capitão. Pretendem continuar assim?
Sim, pretendemos sim. Acho que isso também que nos levou à conquista do título desde o início do torneio. Mantemos essa mesma força desde o início ao fim. E daqui para frente é manter essa mesma garra e sempre respeitar o adversário acima de tudo, independentemente do adversário, independentemente do resultado, aliás.
Above of all, we need to respect our opponent. So the strategy to work together, to run, to give everything that we have for the team, that is the secret for this win.
Kaliano, well done, and join your teammates and celebrate.
Parabéns a todos e celebra com os teus colegas.
Muito obrigado.
Thank you so much.
This is Angola.
Thank you.
And Sizwe Mutaung, Sizwe Mabena, my colleague, is with now the men that are getting all their individual awards. So it's the moment where we will see who has been the best in this tournament individually.
Thank you very much, Mark Maponyani. Then as, well, we've got a third time lucky that time around. But yeah, a vibrant Angolan side. Bottom of your picture, there will be some individual awards that will be handed out that include the Golden Glove, Golden Boot, and Player of the Tournament awards. Yeah, already the debates that have been happening coming into today as to which way these awards would go, including the Fair Play Awards. So for the sides in the semi-final, still there could be one or two amongst those that aren't Angolan to walk away with the prize. Then refereeing team, of course, including the VAR team, will be out there after this special final here that we have seen from the Angolans. Hollywood Bet ladies to bring the medals as well as the trophy onto the podium. Still, just look at the body language of the Angolan players to the left of your picture. Still looking a group that's having fun as the dignitaries that had come out earlier, of course, do come out once again to hand out the medals here and assist Sue Dayton of COSAFA, who's already on the side of the podium.
Competition Committee, Mr. Veron Musenga Omba, KEF General Secretary, Honorable Peace Mabe, Deputy Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture, MEC of Sport and Arts and Culture in the Eastern Cape, Sibulele Congo, our Councillor, Honorable Mayor Gary Van Niekerk of the Nelson Mandela Bay, Dr. Denny Jordan, our SAFA President, Mr. Menzi Nobo, our Hollywood Bet Senior Sponsorship Coordinator.
Well, that is your list of dignitaries that is now out on the podium. Nice to see some fans out on that far side that have stayed here, especially from an Angolan point of view, for the presentation. Your dignitaries then.
Ladies and gentlemen, we begin our presentation ceremony with the third and fourth officials. The officials of the third and fourth match, led by Mr. Abongi Letom, the referee. Assistant referee now
there you have it from Comoros and Mozambique. In the third and fourth playoffs, they will be stepping forward. The officials.
Fourth official from Morocco, and the VAR, Maria Rivet from Mauritius, and the assistant VAR, Fatiha Jaumobi, Morocco, and the assessor, Anasio Manuel Cadido from Angola.
There they are, stepping forward then, happy to have played a part in the third and fourth playoff on the last day here. Day when, of course, the VAR played a huge part, especially in the final. Keeping in mind, if you haven't kept up with this tournament, VAR featuring from the semi-finals then at the list of officials that steps forward.
The match officials for the final. The referee, Ahmed Hilar from Mauritius, assistant referee number 1, Asino Margel, Mozambique, assistant referee number 2, Dimbaninia Atravero, Madagascar, the fourth official, Celso Alvacio, Mozambique, and the VAR, Leticia Antonella from Swaziland, and Diana Chakotesha from Zambia.
Well, the officials from the final then were those two crucial
Mr. Norman
VAR decisions for the penalty as well as the red cards. Certainly played their part here, showing how effective VAR can be, of course, in assisting football around the continent as well. And well, we take our hats off to them for a job well done in the third and fourth playoff, as well as the officiating of the final.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the individual awards, we start with the fair play team and the captain to step forward to collect the trophy. And the fair play team is Comoros. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the captain of Comoros a round of applause.
The surprise package of this year's tournament was very much Comoros and the way they've gone about business here. They certainly have entertained and put up quite a show in the battle against Mozambique. And Chocha, the captain, now stepping forward to pick up the Fair Play Awards. And, well, earlier on today, Mozambique stepped up 4 goals in the opening day.
The showstopper, Armando Dauto, Mozambique, the goalkeeper of the tournament.
Armando, the goalkeeper of the tournament. Saved a couple of penalties earlier on today to the man from Mozambique in the penalty shootout.
Mozambique.
He will be receiving the goalkeeper of the tournament as the Fair Play Award sees both Chocha as well as Anzimeti stepping forward here to represent Comoros. Now we'll be awaiting the goalkeeper of the tournament, of course, that being Armando, who has had a great tournament. Also, a man who enjoyed a good penalty shootout earlier on in the day with a couple of saves. 3 appearances in the tournament for a man who didn't start between the sticks but ended strong for for Mozambique, I should say. 3 goals he conceded in total.
The goal scorer of the tournament, the top goal scorer, the golden boot goes to Laurindo Aurelio Angola.
Wow.
Let's give him a very big round of applause.
Tepu, 5 goals he scored in this tournament and matches. Those that have, well, from an Angolan point of view, racked up goals in the past year. Does Tepu scoring 1 in the final as well. What a player he's proven to be here. Certainly in the running for the player of the tournament in many people's books as well. We'll find out shortly if he'll walk away with 2, but we'll be competing against the likes of his teammate Maestro. Let's wait to find out as Dr. Denis Jordan, the SAFA president, gives him his prize then. Amongst the top goal scorers for Angola.
For the player of the tournament, the man that has performed throughout this tournament, number 10, Angola, Antonio Mwanza.
Well,
Antonio Mwanza, number 10, Angola.
That, of course, is the man simply known as Maestro. No player in the tournament won more in the way of Men of the Match awards than Maestro, weighing the number 10 for Angola. No surprise then to see that he will be the player of the tournament. It came down to 2 in many people's opinion, either he or Tepu, and no surprise at all. That is the man who really has provided magic in the creative department here for the Angolans, that steps up and is a player of the tournament. What a tournament he's had, and what a player he is for this Angolan side. And he plays his club football out in Turkey for Adana Demirspor with 5 appearances, 1 goal.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
he really has stood
out.
I'd like
to call upon our bronze medalist, the national team of Mozambique. Let's give them a round of applause. Congratulations to the national team of Mozambique.
Now the Mozambicans stepping forward here, having done the business earlier on against Comoros, and it was a thoroughly entertaining 3rd and 4th playoff. The coach, Victor Martinez, before the match, stating that it had been a while since his side had picked up the bronze medal, that they would be going all out. In the end, it ended with a 2-2 scoreline, went down to penalties. They were successful in that regard, with Armando being, of course, the hero from the penalty shootout. Throughout, they battled well in a group with the hosts, and I got out of that group, and, well, here they are now, picking up the bronze medals. The men from Mozambique, very proud of the accomplishment. You can see that with their celebrations at the end of their match. It certainly means something to them to have picked up these bronze medals. like many others that got to the later stages of this tournament, got stronger as the tournament went along. Certainly entertaining in that battle with Tamito, grabbing a brace later on to make the race for the top goal scorers award rather interesting. Getting within one of people who went forward at the time. There is the coach then, Victor Martinez, now receiving his medal. Gentleman he's turned out to be here, always speaking very well of opposition sides, the man leading the pack now coming off the podium, and always amongst the nicest in
Thank you very much. This for everybody in Mozambique, Malume. Yes, Malume. Thank you, Malume.
There you have it. Nice man, very nice gentleman. Then his message to the Mozambicans, to everybody back home, spoke so nicely and so highly of all his opponents and the opposition coaches here that he certainly did make an impression, did Victor Martinez. So, your third place team at the Hollywood COSAFA Cup in 2024.
Our runners-up,
our
silver medalist,
he had his arm right on his
Namibia. Warriors.
Six in the middle of the park here. The Namibia is looking to open it up.
National team. Let's give them a round of applause.
Led by their captain, Ambira, on a day when finishing silver will be hard to take with the way the final went down, of course, having had a man sent off, as well as a couple of VAR decisions not go their way. And of course the scoreline still will be heavy in their minds, and maybe a little bit later on in time they'll appreciate these silver medals. For the time being, it's been a tough day for the Namibians. Did so well to get up to the finals, however, and up against it in what was a really tough battle, was always going to be a tough battle against the Angolans. Have to agree with their coach, Colin Benjamin, that once the errors were made for the opening two goals, then the momentum was always going to be with the Angolans early on. And a credit to the Angolans for continuing to put this side to the sword, but they will have left us with a few good